The prosecutors are about to add new charges against Lil Durk before his upcoming trial. It reads, Feds believe Lil Durk was also behind the attempt of Quando Rondo in 2021 at a gas station in Blackshear, Georgia. In the evidence files, it reads, surveillance footage and witness testimony relate to the attempt of Quando Rondo in Georgia. Also reading, Durk raps, they're on my page like Slide for Von, I know they're trolling me. In his podcast, he said, for some reason I just don't see them comments no more, where they aren't using the lyrics against Durk, but they're using the date of the song's release to line up with the gas station hit on Quando Rondo to add charges. This resulted in rappers reacting, please tell me this isn't real. It gets worse from here as Durk's getting more charges added, but this time it's for going against his team. It reads, Durk is facing allegations from federal prosecutors that he put hits on O Block members for not retaliating for King Von. Prosecutors plan to introduce testimony from a witness who claims Durk gave the orders. In the evidence files, it reads, defendant Durk Banks feuds with Munna Duke over Banks' belief that O Block members were not properly retaliating for King Von's passing. This evidence was also given to the feds from O Block members who are now snitching against Durk. This not only resulted in Durk being denied his bond, but a tweet went viral reading, if you think Durk was denied bond because he's rich, you know nothing about this case. Didi's brother literally just snitched on all of them, and instead of making it public, they're hiding it to catch Durk's lawyers by surprise. As news broke that Didi's brother Ted is snitching, with it reported, the new Ted body cam footage of him begging to snitch against Durk and members changed the case. Durk's lawyers submitted paperwork for an extended time on their bond proposal, which has people wondering what did Ted say to the feds? Cause he's Didi's brother and Didi is Durk's main hitter, so Ted probably knows a lot. But the only reason the feds have Ted is because he was caught at a convenience store with a firearm.
Really? Dude had a what about that? A man had a with an extended clip. That's cool though, right?
As Ted would be taken to the police station, typically with members affiliated with OTF, you'd expect them to stay solid. However, Ted was the complete opposite. As soon as he got to the police station, he began crying and wanted to snitch.
Come on. Hey, stop it. Stop it.
At this point, they threw Ted into the waiting cell. After a couple hours, an officer came into the cell and asked Ted about what he knew. It was clear all Ted wanted to do was rat on the crimes he knows of and get out.
Wait, hold on. You gotta relax for me, because I can't understand it. Relax. What's the number? What you saying, man?
We're gonna see what we can do for you, alright?
See what we can do for you. You gotta relax for me.
Relax, man. I'm gonna get a bus to prison. Relax.
Give me No, I'm saying, what are you talking about? I'm trying to get that.
Although many Durk fans were worried when Didi's last name came up in the court paperwork as a snitch, but we know that it was Ted, and the mix-up was because of them having the same last name. But Ted isn't the only person snitching against Durk, because OTF Vonnie has deep ties with Durk and OTF too. In court today, his file was updated, showing he's no longer in the Bureau of Prisons custody, which means that he's been released from jail and is likely on house arrest. However, Vonnie didn't keep quiet, because while he was on house arrest, he texted someone close to him about the situation. But they turned on Vonnie and leaked the text message he sent, as Vonnie texted, I'm trying to plea out to a 32, which is the base for M for hire. Max is 43, which is life. I get -2 points for plea, -1 point for early plea, -2 points for no background, so I'll have 27 points, which is 5 to 7 years. I can't go to trial, I might get an elbow, and I don't want them to do me like them other boys. When Vonnie references the other boys, he's talking about OTF Jam, but more on that later. In a weird twist of the case, Vonnie's father caught wind of his son snitching. Rather than being happy that his son is getting out earlier, he would rat out his son for being involved with King Von's passing.
I'm gonna give you this. It's a back door and I got all the pieces. That's all I'm gonna tell you. As Durk asked Vonnie, is it open? Vonnie told him it's off the hinges.
Wait. Are you talking about the Von? Like King Von?
Listen very carefully. When the payment was made to Little Tim, the next day or the same day, Durk asked Vonnie, was it open? This is what he asked him. Was it open? It was the exact words. Was it open? He told him it's off the hinges.
Are you saying that Vonnie backdoor King Von? No way. That was right here.
You heard what I just said. Guess what? You need motive first, right? I got bankers. I got bankers that'll testify that or will make a contract or make a statement to you and let you know that this is the amount of money he had, this is what he had, this is that, another. You need motive first and foremost. I got text messages from the lawyer letting you know that who told on Durk before, who told on Von before he got.
Vonnie's father claims that Vonnie was involved in the crime and that Durk knew about it, which led to academics wondering why Durk would want Von gone. It starts to make sense why Durk did it when you remember that Von and Durk were facing a case back in the day. Not long after Von passed, the case ended in a private settlement, meaning there's a chance Durk made a private deal with the feds and blamed the crime on Von.
Why would Durk want Von?
All right, man. Let me give you this. First of all, you didn't sign your rights over. You ain't in no 360 deal. First of all, you can't bring nobody into the business and they surpass you. How you bring me to the table and I pass you up? Don't nobody want their chief spot taken, do they?
That's an interesting
Dude was
thing.
a slack. He was signing the boys. He was a Von wasn't no slack.
That's interesting. I did find out that Von didn't have any contractual ties to Durk like that, which was interesting.
I mean, come on, man. He wasn't even signed to him. How's this his friend? He lied on Breakfast Club and said, "Hey, you think your man would be sitting here with $300,000 worth of jewelry on and he not have an attorney? He got a public defender."
However, a tweet went viral reading, Vonnie's dad leaking that Durk had Von dealt with is really making me wonder why Durk suddenly goes on Instagram Live when he's connected to someone passing. He went on live the minute when King Von, Lil Pab, and FBG Duck passed away, which makes fans believe Durk uses Instagram Live as an alibi, because he can easily tell the feds that he was busy streaming on Instagram at the time. Although Vonnie's father is upset his son turned federal. Vonnie's father revealed Vonnie allegedly orchestrated Lil Pab and King Von's passings.
Oh no, he ain't take my advice. He ain't respond no back to me because this is on a tablet. He on a jail tablet when I sent that to him. He ain't respond nothing else to him. I told you he can't take my advice because they playing. They made themselves get caught. This is what come along with it. They wanted to get caught. You understand me?
So, that's what you meant by trenches paint. Okay.
What you mean trenches what?
Was it you that said that? With the whole narrative about Vonnie snitching with the text messages, like that's.
Yeah. I don't know who said that, but that was me.
Cause that was a focus. Everybody was trying to make it seem like that's what the text messages was about.
That's just saying what he finna cop out to, and this, that, and that. And with me saying Von, some people like, damn, what he gonna tell on some words on Von?
I ain't gonna lie, I said that in my video. I'm intrigued to know what the Von name was for.
No, he ain't gonna tell him no Von. You gonna tell that just like you orchestrated Lil Pat, you orchestrated this, and guess who you work for?
As Vonnie's father is used to the streets where you can snitch out anybody who snitched. Even Durk's sister-in-law confirmed it by calling Vonnie a rat. With people snitching on Durk, it doesn't look good for him. However, his lawyers are trying to find a way out. It was announced Durk has filed a new motion to dismiss based on the vagueness of the second superseding indictment. In the alternative, if it is not dismissed, he requests a bill of particulars. The coded language used, the nature of the bounty, the date and time, audience, and circumstance. In the paperwork, Durk's lawyers are asking the prosecutors to show the evidence where Durk gives his offer for the bounty of Quando Rondo. They want to know what reward or music opportunity that Durk offered for the crime to be committed. And they want to know the exact timing of him doing that, as they're trying to call the prosecutors bluff. Durk's lawyers don't believe they have the evidence to prove Durk did any of it. But this resulted in something concerning. It was announced Durk's been taken into solitary confinement after a CO discovered a cell phone in his jail cell.
They got Lil Durk in a hole for basically some BS. And right now we're going to show the paperwork. They saying that he was caught with a cell phone, and basically that's not true. They trying to keep him in a hole, do a lot of things that they shouldn't be doing or whatever, but they trying to make a point because they saying that me and him is privileged and we got so many things going on, and it's a lot of BS.
However, there's another reason. The feds actually might be worried for Durk's safety. With it reported, Durk was involved in an altercation inside jail this morning. As Lil Baby didn't like hearing the news and reacted, "I don't care about nothing else other than Durk right now, free the bro." But around the same time that Durk was targeted, one of Durk's friends named Gleesh passed away in Chicago, making it look like someone put a hit on OTF members and wanted to take them out. But fans wonder who would want revenge. This is when they noticed that Quando Rondo and Lil Tim released interviews on the same day that Durk was targeted. As it may seem like a coincidence, but Lil Tim had this to say.
No, like, shit, I was just protecting my little brother.
When you did finally find out that it was King Von who did it, how'd you feel?
I was like, damn, if Brian did that stupid shit last night, he still would have been alive. That's how I was. But I was like, shit, I ain't no the type person I am. Like, I'm a humble person. I ain't no disrespect to like his mama saying him shit like that. Cause I could easily get on that type of stuff and be clout chasing type. Like, I ain't on that type. I'm a humble person, but it's like, they ain't never popped that shit off. That would have never happened like that.
What comes off weird is that Durk and Quando Rondo's crew literally hate each other. The entire reason that Durk is locked up right now is because he's charged with putting a hit on Quando's friend Lil Pab, who passed. Which is why it makes no sense that Tim tries to act all peaceful in the interview, as Quando did the same thing.
Whoever on my side, they got kids and a mama that 100% love them. And at the end of the day, bro, all this bull that we talking about is stupid. That could have been handled a totally different way. It could have been handled to the point where a song and $3-4 million could have came out or whatever. Like, they could have got handled in a legit way, in a music way.
These are two of Durk's biggest ops, but randomly they did interviews pretending to act nice to him. It's like Quando and his team are trying to put on an act for the feds to make it look like they want no issues. But behind closed doors, they are placing the hits, as it's definitely suspicious how it's played out. The reason why the attempt on Durk happened so fast is because there was talk of him being released from jail, as Durk's father spoke on Durk being released on bond. With this being his third attempt, his lawyers made an offer so great the judge can't refuse it.
I just left the courtroom for the bond hearing for my son for the release for the third time. This time it was very fair. The judge was very fair. He wasn't pro-prosecutor, he wasn't pro-defense, but he was pro-justice. So he listened to all the evidence, and he's gonna give a ruling in the next few days about what his position is for the bond. But we were very pleased at how it turned out. So continue, family, friends and fans, continue to keep us in your prayers, and we thank you, and inshallah, God willing, this be victorious for us, that we have a good ruling in our favor.
As the prosecutors dropped evidence they had against him. The News wrote, today Durk's court hearing had the prosecutors telling the judge they are willingly throwing away evidence against Durk while reading it out loud during his court hearing in front of everyone. Wonder how this affects the rest of his bond hearing. As they said the lyrics in court, told me they got an addy, they got the location, go. Look on the news, see your son screaming no.
Right now the search is on for 3 people who police say at a Savannah rapper, a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles and cameras captured the aftermath.
This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
But this was a corrupt way of getting rid of the evidence, as they said it in the courtroom, rather than just getting rid of it. But this had Charleston White reacting to Durk's case.
This is a real victory. Now that demonic force was a dark force. It was a dark energy. I think we now finally get to put that fire out. I don't think we'll hear drill music ever again. I don't think drill rappers would ever be celebrated ever again. Down goes the drill. So this is a victory for law-abiding Americans who like hip-hop music but don't like the killing part of it.
As Charleston hates the idea of Durk being released. But we heard from a lawyer on his thoughts about the prosecutors dropping evidence.
The other allegation they backed away from, which is huge, it shows the weakening of the case. Previously, the prosecution had alleged that Durk paid the bounty for the through one of his co-defendants, and they named the co-defendant. Now they've backed off that allegation. They're not actually saying that Durk paid the bounty through the co-defendant or anyone else. And the fact that they're not saying that suggests that previously they thought they were going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy, and now they know we're not going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy.
However, academics got Durk's lawyer on his show for an interview, where we heard Durk's lawyer Drew mention the charges are a complete joke.
The case is as follows. So there was an indictment that did not name him, right? It named others, and then there was an unindicted person. And then 3 weeks later, that indictment was what's called the first superseding indictment, and it does name him. The indictment was identical, except the unnamed person now became Durk Banks. And this is the really important part, Ak. The second indictment, what's called the first superseding indictment, only had one new fact. It had one new fact, and that was it alleged that there was a video by Durk that celebrated and monetized this.
Although Durk got denied for his bond proposal, as the reason why was reported saying, the feds say Durk would need to go completely broke and give up all of his property to be granted bond, as they fear he might use his fortune to place bounties on witnesses.
No bond for Lil Durk. Let me tell you about what options he has left and why the bond was denied this time. Now, he's in federal court on a murder for hire charge where he faces the possibility of life in prison. What that means is under the federal law, it is presumed that you do not get a bond because the charge and the penalty are so serious. So your lawyer has to go out there and show why you should get a bond. Now, ultimately, what the district judge decided to deny the bond on was a couple of factors. There's a couple $1 million being put up, but it's not all being put up by Durk. Some of it is from the label, and ultimately Durk has a lot more money and assets than what's being put up. So if I let him out on bond and he tries to flee, he's going to have tons of assets and money at his disposal.
As the feds are worried he will witness tamper with the case, they are already worried he did something to OTF Jam, with someone saying, has anyone heard from Jam after he snitched on Durk? Several members are gone, but he's been gone for months, as DJ Vlad outed him for being a snitch on his show.
There's a guy named OTF Jam.
That was wired.
Very ironic name.
Jam
now he put everyone in a jam.
Did 12 years.
12
got
years.
out, interviewed, said he kept it real, brought him cars, gave him 50,000.
Right.
This. Made mention that ain't no smut on his name. He ain't never been a rat. Caught a gun case, but eventually he flipped.
But with this news headline hitting, the news reported Jam found by OTF members hiding out in a crib near Atlanta. Sources claim Jam was dealt a punishment for snitching on Durk, as a photo of the scene where Jam was staying came out, but no one heard from him since. This is because of what evidence Jam provided to the police. It reads, over 230 gigs of digital evidence, which includes audio recordings, video surveillance, and 20,000 pages of reports, are currently being processed for discovery. With this evidence Jam gave the feds, they're trying to tie Durk to another 2M for hire charges. A court update read, the feds believe Durk paid to get 2 people dealt with. Number 1 is Stefan Mack, who took out Durk's brother D-Thang. Number 2 is Jam's baby mama, cause Durk found out about Jam snitching. Feds think Jam is the key to putting Durk in jail for all 3 crimes. As fans even found this old Instagram live of Durk with Jam, and Jam keeps touching his jacket, almost like he was actively wearing the wire.
Give me the check on your man. I heard you got his head. I ain't gonna lie, man. Hey, when I was growing up, I never having a dare. Architect. Having a dare. Schools outside of town.
What makes it worse is that Durk might have caught on that Jam was snitching, with him hopping on an interview and saying he knows whenever someone around him is snitching.
I see from a mile away. I don't think people realize that. I can have a conversation with you for 5 seconds and know your cooperator.
Durk continued in the interview and said how he tightened up his security because he stopped letting anyone but his family allowed at his house. It's clear Durk knew something was off with the people around him, and he tried his best to protect himself.
Nobody is ever allowed to my house. It be my best friend never been to my house.
For real?
I promise.
Your best friend?
I promise. Like, it's people like that I just don't allow around my girl and my kids. Cause it's like, I'm just a different type. I'm not the, we can have family night at Durk house tonight. It's the, you gotta watch,
everybody at Durk's crib.
Yeah, we gotta, everybody getting watched. We gotta watch everybody. Hey, they go too close to them kids. You know what to do. Like, that's how I play. Like, I don't play. I see from a mile away.
I don't think people realize.
But what's crazy is 1 year before Jam started wearing the wire, Durk gave him $50,000 to help him out.
You know what's his name, bro? Steady crying, huh? He's steady crying. Feed him. Feed him. Get in the milk, bro. Get in the milk, some baby mama get the tripping, bro.
See that?
Feed
For my
him.
baby. That's really how y'all hold y'all babies, ain't it? I gotta hold my money like this. This too much. Crazy though. Motherfuckers sitting up there doing all this. Sneak this and the internet games and all this. Up some money, do something. Like, we winning, bro. I can do whatever it is I want to do, I can do it. Not what I want to do what I want. Y'all can't do that, bro. Goof,
bro got out what?
You know that
How many you did now?
How many years I did it now?
Yeah, that's your last bit. 12?
12.
That boy popped out 12 years.
Yeah.
So much money. We really just get in order to just figure out the lanes, man, boy.
The feds investigated those in the background of that Instagram live. They found out that they were the suspects involved with the Lil Pab passing, and that they used to go shopping with King Von before he passed, making it clear that Lil Pab's hit was for revenge.
Solitary stone.
We just looked at him.
Let's go over there.
What up, bro?
Boss, you good? My boy. Let's go.
They got real in here, man, because he just stepped in. The money maker stepped in.
However, for the new Stephon Mack charge, the feds have already collected this suspicious Instagram post that Durk made 30 minutes after Stephon Mack passed. As he states, it's for D-Thang. The following day after Stephon Mack was taken out, Durk hopped on Instagram and started laughing.
Hey, somebody always said, it's a laugh car. Somebody always said, it's laugh car. Well, look on that'll, yeah.
Although academics followed it up with more questions for Durk's lawyer, as he asked if they would consider a plea deal, but his lawyer wants to prove Durk completely innocent.
You know, likelihood of a plea. I think a lot of people have seen like this. Seems like it's a do or die thing. This is kind of like it's gonna be like a 1 or 0 type of situation. You're either are or you're not. Is Durk, from your understanding, or you as a lawyer right now, as his criminal attorney, are you open to possible conversations about plea deals? Are you thinking, no, we're going all the way? Would you entertain it, just entertain it, because that's your job to listen to it and maybe present it to Durk, or that's just off the table?
It's a conspiracy commitment case. It's an all or nothing case, and he did not participate in a conspiracy to commit. And so there is no alternative. It's a life sentence, potential life sentence. So this case is going to go to 12 people.
One of the defenses they will use for Durk is his First Amendment, as his lawyers will claim that anything Durk says involving a crime is to further his rap career, because the more that he's able to involve himself in drama, the more attention his music gets.
There's a First Amendment argument here, right? That this violates the First Amendment. Can you talk about that?
Right, for sure. I mean, I'm expressing myself. I can say the things that I want to say in a rap record or any kind of record. And you could go back and there's country records and there are pop records and there are R&B records that talk about all kinds of things. It's just that there's this notion that with hip hop, quote, glorifying violence, that suddenly now we're going to use these things to prosecute them. But does that mean that the free speech, First Amendment has gone away? No, absolutely not. He can absolutely rap about what he wants to rap about, and that doesn't mean just because the story is violent.
But it looks good for Lil Durk, and some lawyers believe he will be released similar to how Young Thug was.
We've seen it happen quite a bit. I don't know that I'd say it's been persuasive. I think the biggest example we look at is Young Thug. Down in Atlanta. They took a lot of his lyrics, and even though technically speaking, ultimately they got a conviction, he actually walked out on time served. Most of the people that were prosecuted didn't end up being convicted, and I don't think anybody would call that prosecution a successful prosecution. And so, you've got freedom of speech issues. Does it mean that just because I'm saying something in a rap song, it typically is a rap song, does that mean that I actually did something? And this is an extra interesting twist here because Lil Durk's attorney is saying, well, this song was actually released months before.
The lawyer also shared how the prosecutors don't usually understand rap culture, and it could play in Durk's favor.
Yeah, and I'll go out on a limb and say that sometimes prosecutors don't necessarily understand hip-hop culture. It's almost like a text without context. So you got to really understand the time, the place, the audience. Sometimes they might speak in ways that seem direct to somebody that's outside of the culture, but but can mean several things to someone inside the culture. So it would certainly be a flub, big time, right? But it wouldn't be the first time that such a thing has happened where somebody looking through the window, particularly of hip hop culture, doesn't understand what's being said other than their desired use of it.
However, the feds do understand that a lot of people in rap are connected with each other, as news wrote about a new snitch being brought into the court case. There's no announcement of who it is, but many suspect it's Brick Baby, because just before the new snitch allegations came out, Brick Baby was arrested. Big U, Brick Baby, Loose Cannon, and others all arrested in a Rollin' 60s takedown, as it was followed up with, lawyers and sources believe Brick Baby, who was arrested in the latest takedown, will snitch on Durk. The timings of both arrests make lawyers believe the feds will force Brick Baby to give everything up on Durk, Durk. The feds originally targeted Durk because of Brick Baby's old live stream, because after Lil Pab was taken out, Brick Baby said you can't say Durk didn't slide for Von anymore.
But was this an attempted hit or?
Well, you can't say that no more.
Then they put you as
Why?
God.
Like, who died? You can't say that no more.
Oh, because of FBG Cash? Oh, who?
Federal charges in California.
Nah, because Lil Pab.
So this is about the.
Oh. What's that?
But I'm just saying, they just say you can't say that no more.
The feds even believe the Brick Baby could have been directly involved in the hit, because they brought up the Durk lyrics that we mentioned earlier and connected it to Brick Baby says that he would have dropped Quando Rondo's location if Durk had asked.
Why is that? Then it's people like, you lined up somebody from your hood. Like, listen, I didn't. But at the end of the day, what's wrong with giving my friend the address? Oh, this is my boy. He lost his boy. Who did it could be around. 9 times out of 10, had he had asked me, I probably would have been coke if he even asked anybody, if this is even true. But 9 times out of 10, like I said, can I leak a bar?
Sure.
I said if he make the call right now, I'd up it.
Right.
As Brick Baby publicly announced that he would drop Quando's location for Durk if he ever wanted it. So it makes you wonder, did Brick Baby actually do it? Which is how Durk's team tracked them down. But let us know your thoughts on the case. Do you think Durk will ever be free again?